The metronome in Cubase works great, but sometimes the default sound can get a little bit annoying. Wouldn't it be great to hear a hi-hat or a snare, or a rim shot, or really anything your heart desires? Well, it's really easy to set up. Control or Command-click on the click button on the transport. This opens up the metronome setup window. There are a couple of options for the metronome sound. The first one is to change the audio click from beeps to sounds. Now we can use these high and low fields to choose the audio files to use for the click. Just click on a field and then choose an audio file. In the example project, I've included a couple example click sounds that I made using Groove Agent 1. Audition the files here and set the volume for your selection. Make sure the file that you choose has audio occurring right at 0. If you don't have audio playing right away, the metronome's timing will be off. We can change the volume levels of both the high and low sounds using these sliders. If you have some great percussion clips, using the custom audio click is great. My personal preference is to use the MIDI click. Let's start by turning off the audio click. Let's use Groove Agent 1 as our sound source for the MIDI click. Close the metronome setup window and open up the VST Instruments rack. Add Groove Agent 1 and select Cancel when it asks you if you want to add a MIDI track. And up pops Groove Agent 1. Feel free to use a different instrument if you want. I'm going to load up the Pop Kit preset. One of the best things about using Groove Agent for your click track is that each pad is labeled with the MIDI note that it corresponds to. You'll see why this is helpful in a second. Let's use the hi-hat open sound for my high sound, which is the sound that plays at the start of each bar, and the hi-hat closed for the low sound. Remember these two notes, A#1 for the high sound and F#1 for the low sound. Close the plugin and open up the metronome setup again. Select Groove Agent 1 in the MIDI port dropdown. Now we need to enter in the notes here. Enter in A#1 for the high, and F#1 for the low. Now start playback. Amazing. Maybe not that amazing, but it's pretty cool. In my opinion anyways, it's much better than the default click sound. Another cool thing is that we now have a fader for the click in the mixer. Let's rename it to Click. And there you have it. Now you have total control over the click in Cubase.